There's a question that lives in the shadows. You won't hear it asked out loud at work. You won't see it debated at the dinner table. But late at night, in the glow of a phone screen, it pops up in search bars and private forums. It's a question wrapped in embarrassment, anxiety, and a whole lot of myths. What really happens to your prostate if you take matters into your own hands every single day? For generations, the answers have been passed down like some unwritten law. It's dangerous. It wears you out. It'll cause damage, swelling, maybe even cancer. Some men hear that young and carry the fear into adulthood. Others joke about it with their friends but still wonder in the back of their mind. Is there truth to it? Well, today, we were going to rip the lid off the old warnings and see what the science actually says. And spoiler, it's almost the complete opposite of what you've been told. Stick with me because this one is going to surprise you. First, let's talk about the prostate. Before we jump into the myths, let's get to know the main player in this story. The prostate is small, about the size of a walnut. It sits just below your bladder and right in front of your rectum. It's part of the male reproductive system, and its main job is to produce the fluid that mixes with sperm to make semen. Simple, right? But here's the catch. Even though it's small, the prostate has an outsized impact on a man's health, especially as you get older. When it's healthy, you don't even think about it. When it's not, you'll know. If you do it too often, you'll wear out your prostate. You'll cause chronic inflammation. It can lead to something serious like prostatitis. And the big one, it might raise your risk of prostate cancer. Given that prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers in men, you can understand why this idea sticks. But here's the thing. For decades, those fears went mostly unchallenged. They were part moral warning, part old wives' tale, dressed up as medical advice. Then the scientists stepped in. That's when one of the most respected institutions on the planet decided to test these myths. We're talking about Harvard University, specifically the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And they didn't just run a small survey. This was a massive, long-term scientific study. They followed nearly 32,000 men for almost 2 decades. 2 decades of tracking their lifestyles, habits, and health outcomes. One of the key things they measured, ejaculation frequency. The results that shocked everyone. When the data was finally analyzed, the findings didn't just chip away at the old fears, they demolished them. The study found that men who ejaculated more frequently had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer, and not just a tiny difference. We were talking up to a 33% lower risk for men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month compared to men who only did it 4-7 times. Let me say that again. More frequent release, lower risk. This is the exact opposite of the fear-mongering that's been floating around for years. And it's not just Harvard. Other research has backed this up. An Australian study found almost the same protective link between frequent ejaculation and lower prostate cancer risk. So, if multiple large-scale studies from different parts of the world are pointing in the same direction, that's not something you can just brush off as coincidence. But why? What's actually happening? Here's where science offers some smart theories. 1. The prostate flush hypothesis. Think of the ducts in your prostate like a series of tiny pipes. When you go a long time without emptying them, old cells, fluids, and even potential carcinogens can sit there longer than they should. Regular ejaculation flushes those pipes, keeping things clean and lowering the chance of harmful buildup. 2. Healthy cell turnover. Every time a cell divides, there's a chance for a genetic error, a mutation, to occur. Frequent ejaculation might encourage your prostate to replace old, damaged cells with fresh, healthy ones more efficiently, cutting down the opportunity for dangerous mutations to take hold. 3. Lower stress and inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major risk factor for many types of cancer. Ejaculation is linked to reduced stress and tension, which means your body's inflammatory response could also be lower, creating a healthier environment inside your prostate. Put those three together and you've got a pretty convincing explanation for why the numbers look the way they do. But hold on, it's not a free pass. Now before you decide this means you've found the ultimate doctor's orders, let's keep it real. This isn't a magic bullet. It's an important piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole picture. The Harvard study shows a strong correlation, not direct causation. In other words, while the link is clear, there could also be other lifestyle factors at play. Men who have higher ejaculation frequency might also be more active, have better diets, or take better care of their health in general. The full playbook for prostate health. If you really want to protect your prostate long-term, you need more than one tool in your kit. 1. Eat for your prostate fruits, vegetables, healthy fats. These aren't just generic health tips. Foods high in lycopene like tomatoes, watermelon, and grapefruit have been shown to be particularly good for the prostate. Green tea, omega-3 rich fish, and nuts can also help. 2. Stay active. Exercise keeps your weight in check, and obesity is linked to more aggressive prostate cancer. Even 30 minutes of moderate movement most days can make a huge difference. 3. Ditch the bad habits. Smoking and heavy drinking will undo all the benefits we've talked about. They increase your cancer risk across the board, not just for your prostate. 4. Get checked. Once you're over 40, earlier if you have a family history, get your screenings. The PSA blood test can catch problems early when they're most treatable. The real answer to the big question. So, what really happens to your prostate if you do it every day? According to the best science we've got, far from harming you, it might actually help keep your prostate healthier, flushing out harmful buildup, keeping cell turnover strong, and lowering stress-related inflammation. It's not about guilt. It's not about old superstitions. It's about knowing the facts and taking control of your health. Here at Man Logic, our mission is to cut through the nonsense and give you the truth. Straight, unfiltered, and backed by real evidence. If you value that, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us the next men's health myth you want us to break down. Stay smart, stay healthy. This is Man Logic, and I'll see you in the next one.